Okay guys, I'm back. I'm just doing a check now, so let's see if this is working. Brilliant. Just doing a check now, so let's... Brilliant, thanks very much for that, Matt. So yep, my microphone's all sorted. I had changed my settings slightly, so my apologies about that, guys. So that's back now. Got a lot of information now to pass on, and yep, thank you for letting me know, Matt. So wow, I can see we've already got 2 drivers who look to have retired out of the session. 3 drivers have retired. So Andy Turner in the AlphaTauri, Grahamson in the Racing Point, and Wes Fakesh in the Alfa Romeo. So some already big drama coming through Sector 1 and through Eau Rouge. So we've already got 3 retirements, which means we're only going to actually lose, I believe, 1 driver out of this session, because if I've been told Matt Chandler will not be participating in qualifying. So I don't know if this is true or not. I believe so. Yep, Matt's also retired. So we're going to be losing just 1 driver in this session, if any, actually, because I believe it's 16th through 19th, through 20th who go out. So we're going to see. This might actually just be a formality to see who gets the times and who's got bragging rights going into quality. But yeah, currently 3 retirements on track. Matt Chandler has also retired in the pits, and I'm on board with a Brococo, as he crosses the finish line on a 1:49. Obviously hadn't made some mistake. Interestingly enough, we've got Obliviate just half a second, 4 hundredths of a second behind Martin 69er in first. So who else have we got coming around? We've got a Ferrari coming around. Is that Pergy? Yeah, that's Pergy. So let's sit on board with Pergy and see how he does through his fast lap. So Pergy currently sitting at 5th in the championship with 25 points. I'm sure he's going to want to improve on his points tally going into round 7. Heading down towards Eau Rouge and Radulon. Good speed there, coming out 186 miles an hour out of Eau Rouge, coming through sector 1 down the Camel Straight. down toward Lecom. And a first sector of 30.54 going purple in the first sector. Great effort there by Purgy. Let's see how he's able to ring this together. Great line there out of Poulon. No, sorry, Bouchel's coming along to Poulon now. Turn 12 of 20 around this track. And as we head up the hill towards Slavlo. Good line there. And now coming around to start the third sector, 116.5.74. Seeing a lot of times already set quickly, but Martin 69 are on a provisional pole with a 144 flat. A fantastic time there by the AlphaTauri. As we see Purgy coming towards the chicane. Good line there through the chicane, and Martin has retired from the session. I'm not sure if that's on track or in the pits. I believe that's on track. And Purgy goes fourth with a 145.177, just 24 thousandths of a second ahead of our debutant Joshua Axelsen. So good lap there by Purgy. And quite a big gap already between third and fourth. 1 second between Skyraid in the Red Bull and Purgy in the Ferrari. So let's see if anyone's able to break that. And yes, Andre gets straight in there with a 144.782. It's good enough for fourth place right now. Let's get some data up and see what is everyone lapping on. So we got Brocco, interestingly enough, chose to go on the mediums. Now we know tyre deg around this track is a huge factor. Of 50% races, 22 laps, but if I remember correctly, I think the softs are going to last about 5-6 laps around this track before you need to pit. It is going to be, I believe, a two-stop strategy for those qualifying on the soft tyre. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get on board with somebody else actually. So who have we got on a fast lap? There's a, I want to say there's a Red Bull coming through sector 2 of Ice One. Ice One, I believe, reserving. He's not normally in the Red Bull, but let's see how he does. He is on a hot lap. See, no, he's not. I think he's backed out of this because his ERS is off. So who else have we got? We've got Noxon. No, he's not on a fast lap. Bajaba, yeah, Bajaba's coming through. He is hot. He's running well, coming through. Poulon and up toward campus. Decent line there. Coming out of turn 14 into 15. Very sharp right hander here. You want to make sure you get a good exit out, especially turn 16. It's so easy to run off here as we see him heading towards the end of the lap, down towards Blanchimont. Good line there, stays on the bottle, doesn't lift off at all. 200 miles an hour down into the chicane. Really new designed, I believe back in 2007. It definitely has a different complex to the old chicane. And we see Bajabo go through with a 144.8, currently good enough for fifth position, just 400ths of a second behind Andre in the hearts. So I can see we've got NUFC Flynn, who is on a fast lap as well. It says here he's done 147 so far, so if that's the case, he's not technically on a fast lap, but he is. So I see he's backed up from the ERS, so we'll see. Let's see if he goes again or if he heads into the pits. Not much action on the track at the moment. Most people have just completed their first runs. Got a few drivers on their outlaps: Joshua Axelsen, Chapicho and Lucifer Shahid. We've got MUFC Flynn has just now started a fast lap. He switched his ERS up to hot lap, so let's see how he does as we come up towards Radlon and Eau Rouge. Nice line there, gets it smoothly, loses it a bit there, which will suffer his exit speed at about 187. It might not seem much, only 9 miles an hour, but a big difference as you head into the straight. and a 30.902 right now. He's still got some improving to do, but with hot lap on ERS, I'm sure he's going to do that. So let's see how he does coming through sector 2. Has he got enough downforce as he runs a bit wide there through Bruxelles? Good line there though, coming out of Bruxelles and into Poulon. Very tricky corner this is. If you just touch the curb on the inside, you're gonna spin out and lose it, and obviously you don't want to do that when you're trying to get a banker lap in. So let's see how Flynn does as he sends it a bit aggressively and wide into Stavlor, but keeps it in check. Coming around now, and currently looking good for about a 147. Let's see how he does going through the final sector. We'll gain more time obviously. Breaks very early there into the chicane. We'll lose some time with that, but as NUFC Flynn crosses the line, he does improve up to 9th position with a 146.1. So let's look. We've still got a few drivers to set laps. I'm going to focus on Lucifer Shahid now. He's just about to start his fast lap with 6 minutes to go. Like I said, I do believe only one driver will get eliminated, if any, in this session, because we have got 4 retirements. But let's see what's on board with Lucifer Shahid, see how he does on his flying lap as he comes up to Radlonik as well. Good line there through the turn. Comes out 194, some good speeds, gets the DRS open. And heading up towards the end of sector 1, goes purple with a 30.299. Very good start there. Oh, runs a little bit wide, but nothing untoward, and manages to keep it in check. I'm sorry, I'm just looking for something very quickly. There we go. So as we head down towards Poulon, good line there coming up towards Stavlo. Sorry, this is Stavlo and that's Campus, my apologies. So let's see how Lucifer does. A 115.808. This looks like it's going to be good enough for pole position right now. I was racing Lucifer very hard yesterday, and he's a very good driver. Let's see how he does as he comes through Blanchimont and up to the chicane. NUFC Fling very nobly getting out the way as he is on an end lap and coming up to the line. Are we going to see a fastest lap here? Lucifer Shahid, no, just misses it. A 144.345, currently good enough for 4th place. You can see Chappie Cho has also improved up to a 144.624. Looks like he's also on a fast lap as well, so let's see how he does coming through Poulon up to Campus. Nice line there out of Campus, not too aggressive as he comes over the sector 2, and he is currently, I think he's not going to be improving on his lap, currently 1.5 seconds down. So we have got 3 minutes left of this session. We've still got, oh, I see it, Williams has come off NUFC Flynn. He seems to be stuck and will be disqualified because of blocking the pit lane. So NUFC Flynn done enough to get through to quali 2. Obviously I think we only had 1 or 2 drivers that were going out, but he's out now. He is out. It's when you're blocking the pit lane and get disqualified, you're going to lose it and you're going to be disqualified. So NUFC, so we are done with this session basically. We've got our 5 drivers who have not set laps, and yeah, let's see. So we got Foam Range still in the pit. Grezco is yeah, Grezco as well. So it actually looks like, so we've got 6 drivers in the bottom. 2 have been disqualified in Ice 1 and NUFC Flynn. It actually looks like one of these drivers, maybe even Matt Chandler, is going to actually make it through to quali 2. without having set a lap time, and this is crazy. I've never seen this before in my days of commentating or racing, so let's see. This has the potential to mix things up. Obviously, it's going to be a lot easier for Matt Chandler to start from 15th than it is 19th, so let's see how this goes. I've never seen something like this before, though. So many retirements. I think we're going to have a lot of action going into the races. We see Gresco going just behind his Ferrari teammate on a 145.4. Good battle there for looking like it could shape up for the Ferraris, as I didn't notice Lucifer Shahid has gone fastest. I guess trying to go for bragging rights and set down the marker, but a 143.7. Brilliant effort there by Lucifer. Brilliant effort there to take pole in quali 1. So I mean, phone range doesn't look like he's coming out, and right now he's actually sitting in 16th, so he will be eliminated. I'm not quite sure how it works for drivers who aren't who haven't set a lap, but right now phone range sitting in 16th will be eliminated. And where's Vakesh, Grahamson, who both retired their cars because of an incident, won't be able to set a lap. So quali 2 is literally going to be about, I believe, eliminating 2 people, 12th and 11th. So let's see how that goes. We've got 60 seconds left of this session. All drivers besides 3 in the pits. We've got Brocco on a fast lap again on the medium tyres. He's really making these tyres work for him. But is that going to affect him in the race? I mean, me personally, I'd want to start on the mediums, especially knowing that only potentially 2 drivers are going to get eliminated at quali 2. It's an interesting choice. Let's see if it pays off for him. Obviously a newcomer to the league, and I'm sure eager to impress. So I do believe he's going to be on an in lap. He's in 7th. He's very safe, and just sure heading in for an in lap. He isn't running any ERS, so not looking to set a hot lap. But yeah, guys, as quality ends, I'm just going to be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in once again, and I will be back with you in just a moment. Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So as we can see, the American and Lucifer Shahid setting the benchmark of 143.7. Martin 69er in second for the Alpha Tauri. Obliviate rounding off the top 3 in the racing points. So we're about to head into quali 2. And as it looks like, who are the drivers that are going to be starting at the back of the grid? So we've got Ice One and NUFC Flynn, who were disqualified from the session. We have got Andy Turner in the Alpha Tauri. Bone Range, obviously, where's Vakesh and Grahamson have both also retired, so due to that collision after Radlon and Arouge. So we go into quali 2 with 12 drivers, and just 2 drivers going to be eliminated, being that 12th and 11th. So let's see who those 2 drivers will be as we start. Obviously we've got 13 drivers on the grid right now, but Matt Chandler will not be setting a lap, so we'll be starting in P13 for this Grand Prix, which gives him an excellent chance of wrapping up the championship. Like I said, 28-point advantage over RJ with 52 left. So let's see how he does. I can see there's a little bit of activity down towards the back of the end of the garage as Obliviate heads out for his flying lap. I think it's like is get out on track early, make sure I get a lap in, and then bam, sit pretty. So okay. So I actually gave a little bit of spiel about the track and the history of Spa and everything like that. Unfortunately, I had some problems with my mic earlier, or my settings for my broadcast. So let's do some spiel whilst we see several drivers heading out on their outlaps. So Spa in its original form is over. This track was created over 100 years ago, and the only reminiscence of its original track are turn 1, so La Source, up to Radillon and Eau Rouge. This actually used to be a street circuit back in the early 1920s when it was built. The track was, at the time, it has been significantly reduced, kind of like the Nürburgring. It used to be 14.1 kilometers. It's now down to just 7, so the second longest track on the calendar behind Vietnam, I believe. It might be the longest. But with 20 corners and a mixture of high-speed straights and a very technical sector 2, this is one of those tracks that you're going to want to make sure you've not got too much downforce, but you have got enough to get you around the tricky sector 2. Make sure you don't come off around Eau Rouge. You do require downforce to get through there at full speed at around about 195 miles an hour. So we're going to jump on board now with Obliviate, who's about to start his fast lap. Let's see what he can pull out for us. Obliviate, I've always found his performances in qualifying quite good. He's got 2 points finishes to his name in the championship, and I believe he's been part of the league for about 3 to 4 weeks. So let's see what he's able to do here at Spa. Good line there through Eau Rouge, doesn't lift off the throttle, comes out about 194 miles an hour. DRS straight on, great activation there. As we head down towards the end of sector 1 along the Camel Straight, and are now battling the tricky corners of Les Combes. Obviously some very tight right-handers. Oh, that was close. I thought he might invalidate there. So now heading down towards Bruxelles, and soon going to be running along the straight towards Puhan. Good exit there. Doesn't want to get too close, but does a very good job getting in towards the curb along Poulon as we head up towards campus. A good line there. Let's see his exit. Gets off the throttle a bit. You do want to try and take that without having to lift off. Gets very early on the brakes through Stavelot and up now towards Blanchemont and the chicane. Flat out all the way up to chicane. Going to be coming at around about 200 miles an hour, as we can see by Obliviate's telemetry. And here we go, gets on the brakes around the 100-meter mark. Good line there through the first chicane and then the second. And as we see, Martin 69 has been given a 5-place grid penalty for his collision with Bijabo. Is this going to be a retirement? As we see, Obliviate has gone 1:43.698. That is a brilliant lap. So Bijabo has not got terminal damage there. So Bijabo will be able to resume. But Martin 69 is going to be suffering from a 5-place grid penalty. So wow. So Bro Coco in the McLaren. Looks like he had a bit of his. Might have had a bit of a slipstream from his teammate Joshua Axelson, but a 1:43.824. Wow, good lap there. So I could see Joshua is going for another flying lap here on the mediums. We've got a bit of a mixture here, a big surprise with tyres. We've got several drivers on the mediums. Actually, I think we've got more drivers on the mediums than we have on the softs, which I think is sensible. You will be able to run a 1-stop starting on the mediums rather than a 2-stop if you are really making those tyres work for you on the hards if you do a soft hard switch. So Joshua had backed off. He's not running the ERS and was 2 seconds down on his first lap. So let's have a look. Who have we got? We've got Noxa. Let's follow Noxa. He's coming through sector 3 now, I believe, but he has invalidated his lap. So will he go again? I'm not sure. He is running on the medium tyre. He hasn't turned his ERS off, so I'm presuming he will go again. Just training his ERS now. Obviously you want to try and have as much as possible. This track does use a lot of ERS, especially along these high speed straights. You can see we've got a few drivers on their fast laps. So I'm gonna, who have we got? We've got Grezko. Let's follow Grezko for a little bit. We got Chappie Cho in sector 1. We'll switch to him afterwards. But Grezko running really wide there through Poulon, not invalidating his lap. He didn't gain an advantage, so his lap wasn't invalidated, I'm presuming. But now coming through Campus, a good line there out of the turn, out of the chicane, and as we head up towards Stavlo. 117.2. That's not going to be good enough for a respectable top 5, but let's see what he's able to produce. Coming now through to chicane, coming up to 200 miles an hour, gets on the brakes at just over 100 meters to go, and what is he going to set as we come over the line? This looks like it might be needing another lap. So 146.4 currently good enough for 6th place. I don't need over a second behind his teammate. So let's move towards Chappie Cho. Like I said, he was on a fast lap, so let's move towards him. He's again on the mediums, and as he comes up around Blanchimont and up to chicane, let's see what he's able to produce here. As Chappie Cho crosses the line, let's see what he's able to do. Goes for on the mediums, the fastest lap set on the mediums right now with a 145 flat. An excellent lap there for Chappie Cho, putting him in a great position there potentially for the race, for a front row start. If he's able to produce that sort of speed with the softs, I believe the delta here is around about 1.2 seconds. So, let's see what he's able to produce. So we've got a couple of drivers on the fast lap, so we'll focus on Andre. He is going to be... He is currently running... As I see, there's a Ferrari that's off Grezko around Poulon, but we'll say with Andre as he is on a fast lap. Poulon, I believe it is going to catch a few people out today. So let's see how he does now. Bro Coco sending down the fight, sending down the battle in the chat, saying, yeah, P2, Q3, I'm coming, brum brum. Definitely some fighting talk there from the McLaren driver. Let's see if he's able to go good on his word. As we see RJ coming through Blanchimont up to the chicane. And let's see, where does he get on the brakes? 100 meters, gets on those brakes. It looks like he's got a good brake pressure there. And coming up to the finish line, where does Andre place? Goes 4th, going the fastest driver on the medium tyres at 144.724. So, wow, that's a fantastic lap. Just 0.3 of a second. No, sorry, a quarter of a second behind Skyworld on the softs in the Red Bull. So, a great lap there by Andre. Right, so I believe we've got Martin on... Yep, but let's follow Martin. He's just coming through Sector 2 now, and was actually one of my drivers I thought would be in the top 3, but now with that 5 place grid penalty, that won't be happening, unfortunately. Looks like Martin is not going flat out, so I think he's abandoned this lap. Let's look at Bajaba. He's out on his first flying lap. Obviously, we have got 2 drivers that are going to lose out here and start at the back. Start P11 and P12. Matt will drop to P13 very shortly. So we've got 2 drivers here who will go out, and Bajabo is currently at risk of being one of them. We've got 4 drivers still yet to set a lap time. Noxa, Lucifer, Bajaba and Martin 69er. Martin going into the pits. I'm sure he's going to want to try and set a lap, otherwise he will be starting from 18th position as it currently stands. And Bajabo running really well there through the corner. And let's see how he does coming through Poulon as he invalidates his lap there. So Lucifer Shahid, we've got Andre who is again going for another fast lap as he comes around the last corner. I'm not sure was this necessary, but he is improving. And he goes 3rd. Wow, brilliant lap there from Andre to pip Skyworld by 0.03 of a second. Brilliant lap there by Andre. So I'm going to focus on Lucifer Shahid. He's coming through the end of Sector 1, just started Sector 2. And coming down now towards Bruxelles and Good line there, gets on the throttle nice and early. Oh, I thought he was going to invalidate there. Coming along to Poulon, let's see how he tackles this. Good line there, could have been better, but accidentally 2 drivers will lose their seat, will lose that to quali 3. Coming around to the end of sector 2, what is Lucifer able to produce? So we see, Obliviate still on top of a 1:43.698, setting the fastest lap so far of the session, sorry, including quali 1. So as Lucifer comes around Blanchimont and up to chicane, let's see how he does. Good line there through the chicane, brilliant. Just hugging the curb, not too much that he loses time, and comes across the line and goes provisional pole. Lucifer Shahid on a 1:43.412 with 3 minutes left of the session. We got Bijaba. Let's have a look at Bijaba. He's one of the 3 drivers at risk. Noxa still not out, leaving it very late to set a time and possibly getting relegated out of his session. So Bijabo coming around. I think obviously you just want to try and set a banker lap here. Make sure it's safe. Make sure you set something that's going to get you. I mean, basically, if he can set, I think, a 1:45, he's safe. Grezko is over a second behind his teammate Pergy is in the pit. So as long as he can go 1:45, I think he's going to be safe with 3 drivers yet to set laps. I think a 1:45 will be safe. Let's see. As he crosses the line, he's got a great time. He's going to go 1:44 flat. Goes up to 4th on the softs. A 1:44.059. Good enough for currently 4th place. Great lap there by Bijabo. Really getting it in when he needed to. And we've got Noxa on an out lap. We've got Martin 69 and now going for his lap. Like I said, Martin's got a 5 grid penalty, but from what I remember last race, he was the fastest driver on the track last week. So let's see what Martin's able to produce here as we come along the Kemmel Straight up towards Lecom. 30.047 goes purple in the first sector there. Brilliant effort there by Martin 69er. As we head down towards Bruxelles, very hard corners. You get it wrong and you're going to exceed track limits and invalidate your lap. So good line there out of Bruxelles, and we're heading up towards Poulon. Not getting too much on the throttle there, really struggling to make that corner count. Going to have lost a lot of time there coming through Poulon as he runs wide into Campus. That's going to cost him some time as well. As I thought that was going to be an invalidation there, run really wide onto the curb. He's really pushing his upward track boundaries, but a 1:15.95. Let's see how he does heading up towards chicane through Blanchimont. Good line there. 202 miles an hour into the braking zone. Brakes just after the 100-meter point and coming over the last turn. What is Martin going to be able to produce here? This will be the lap that's going to set him up or demote him. Goes 7th with a 1:44.5. So we've got one more driver to set a lap. We've got Grezko. So the driver at risk right now is Pergy. Pergy is on an out lap. He's going to get over the line just in time. As Noxa loses it through Eau Rouge, Noxa has retired, and that is our quali over. With Grezko still in the pits, he's not going to have time to set another lap. But I think very importantly, it's worth noticing here, we have got 2 drivers in the top 10 who are going to be starting on the mediums. Those being Andre in 5th currently, and Joshua Axelson, the debutant in the McLaren, has gone 9th. And that is essentially quali over. Pergy may improve, but he does not need to. And that is this session done. So we have got Pergy on a fly lap, currently half a second down on his fastest lap. So hopefully, I'm sure he's going to give up on this and head back to the pits. But yeah, that's quali over, and the drivers we will be losing from quali 2 are Matt Chandler serving the quali ban, but will be starting from 13th. Noxa, who lost it through Eau Rouge in the Alfa Romeo, and Gresco in the Ferrari in 11th. So we will shortly be getting going with the top 10 shootout. Who's going to get it? Well, I mean, looking at the times and looking at the fact that Lucifer has been top of the standings in the Renault for both qualies, my money right now is on Lucifer. I mean, we've got some very fast drivers to go into quali 3. Andre, Oblivier, Bijabo, and our newcomer Bro Coco. So I'm sure it's going to be an interesting battle for pole, but my money right now on a driver who I didn't actually think, or I didn't put my money on to be in the top 3. I think Lucifer has got a very good chance here of taking pole at Spa-Francorchamps in round 7 of the 8 race season for Division 2 of Delta Pace Racing. So we will shortly be heading to qualifying quali 3 as we see the last of the drivers heading towards the pit ship. Chappie Cho just entering the pits now, as will Pergy, and that is quali 2 over. So as long as Pergy gets in safely without blocking the pit lane, as we saw happen in the last quali, yep, we are fine, and that is quali 2 over. So let's go over the standings. We've got Lucifer Shahid in the Renault setting a 143.412. We've got Oblivier in the Racing Point, a 143.698, and Bro Coco rounding off the top 3 with a 143.824. I think it's going to be a very close battle for first. So let's see as we head into quali 3. Hope you're all enjoying the stream, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Pete W as always for your Tuesday night league here in the Delta Pace Racing community. Hope you're enjoying the commentary. Please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel and to my personal channel. So yeah, that is it. So like I said, we've got 4 drivers who set their fastest laps on the mediums. That is going to give Chappie Cho, Joshua Axelson, Pergy and Andre in the Haas a great advantage going into the race. One stop strategy being very viable from the medium tyres and going to be very difficult for the drivers on the soft tyres as we go into quali 3. Let's see who takes the pole. I think Andre's putting himself in a primo position here, fastest driver on the mediums, and let's see if he can challenge the front runners for pole in quali 3. Like I said, he's got a 28-point advantage to catch up on our championship leader Matt Chandler, who will be starting from 13th position. So let's see. Let's see how we do going into quali 3. This is a 12-minute session, so just about good enough for 2 runs. And yeah, let's see how we go. I imagine we're going to have some drivers out on track very soon. Going by form, we've got both Mercedes prepping up. So Bijabo heading out first. It looks like Chappie Cho will be heading out very quickly. Bro Coco as well, and the other McLaren of Joshua Axelson. I'm going to presume most of them will be running on the softs. Big surprise there. You have got a delta D difference of about 1.3 seconds a lap around here between the softs and the mediums. So let's see how these guys do. Like I said, we've got 3 drivers right now, 4 drivers, the 2 Mercedes and the 2 McLarens heading out on their out laps, and more join them. We've now got 6 out, Oblivier and Martin 69. Obviously we'll remember from last session that Martin 69 will have a 5-place grid penalty to serve, so I can imagine he's going to want to qualify in the top 5, or he's going to be surrounded by medium runners. Having got into quali 3, he will have to run on the tyre that he set his fastest lap on in quali 2, even if he starts out of the top 10. So let's see if Martin 69er, who was one of my favourites to get a top 3, I will name him now. It was Chappie, Martin 69 and RJ, who I thought would be the ones really pushing for top 3. So let's see if they're able to. We've got 10 minutes after the session, just 3 drivers left in the pit, 2 drivers left in the pit now, in Lucifer and Andre. We'll stay on board with Joshua Axelson. He will be the first to cross the line, our debutant, and the McLaren. Obviously we've got 2 new teammates here in the McLaren with Bijabo and Zhao going up to Division 1. So let's see how is Josh able to do through these sections and through this lap. Heading around now to the start and heading down towards La Source. Very tight corner here, and I'm going to imagine we're going to see a lot of action coming through La Source, especially it through lap 1. So Josh heading up towards Eau Rouge, flat out, goes in at 196 miles an hour, doesn't lose much speed, coming out at 194 miles an hour up to the DRS section, gets it straight on over the line. As we head down the Camel Straight, towards Lecom, and sets a 30.196. Decent line there, but having to get off the throttle there a bit through the last turn of Lecom. As we head down towards Bruchel's turns 10 and 11, very technical. You want to try and hug the curb as much as possible, but without spinning off of it. So exiting Bruchel's, a decent exit there, gets on the throttle, coming up towards Pujon. Runs wide out of there, really having to pump the throttle to get through that corner and not lose too much time. Coming into Campus, good line through the first part of the chicane, and a decent exit there, having to lay off the throttle a bit. Sometimes you do sacrifice a bit of speed if you want to hug the curb out of that one. As we now head up towards Blanchimont and ultimately chicane for the last few turns of the lap. Let's see what Joshua is able to produce. Good line there, gets on the curb a bit but doesn't lose too much. 200 miles an hour, breaks well after the 100 metre point, but gets his car through the corner, and it looks like Josh will be setting the first flying lap of 144.634, and his teammate, wow, goes 1.1 seconds faster, and the Mercedes of Bijabo splitting them. Chappie Cho coming in behind Joshua Axelson. So McLaren Mercedes, it actually sounds like the name of the team from this year, because McLaren have switched to a Mercedes engine. As we see Obliviate set the fastest lap in the racing point, a 143.435, going a tenth of a second above Brococo. So we've got Purgy splitting and Bijabo and Joshua Atkinson, 144.143, a fantastic lap there by Purgy, and going purple in the last sector as well. Obviously, with this being such a high speed circuit, the slipstream is going to be worth so much through the race. So let's see what they're able to do. I'm going to focus now on Skyward, who is on a flying lap. Let's see what he's able to produce as he comes up towards chicane. This is a very good time, breaks just after the 100 metre point, locks up a little bit but not too much. Great line there as he spins it out of chicane. That's unfortunate, because that will have screwed up both of his laps. So let's see, is anyone else going for a flying lap? I'm going to look at, let's watch Josh. So no, he's not. Is Chappie? No, he's not. I'm just seeing if anyone else is going for a fast lap. I think Brococo is, but he has just invalidated, so no. Looks like that's going to be a pit lap. That is definitely a pit lap. That is going to be a pit lap. Let's stay on board with Chappie Cho. He is using his DRS. He is going for it. No, he's backed out. Okay. He's backed out to allow the McLaren of Brococo. I can't see why Brococo really wearing these tyres in. He will be invalid. Like, I imagine he's going to be pitting. Let's stay on board with him to see if he does pit. Yes, he does. Okay. So, I'm intrigued to see how Lucifer Shahid does. We've got Andre just starting his fast lap, so we will stay on board with Andre as we do a lap rundown with Andre. And here we go. Through La Source, good line there, gets on the curb but not too much to affect his outspeed. As we head down towards Radlon and Eau Rouge, we've got a yellow flag in sector 3, a slow moving Ferrari, that would be Purgy. Constant on the throttle, does not drop, 194 mile an hour exit, gets on the DRS, brilliant activation there. Heading down towards the end of sector 1 along the Camel Straight, and a 30.138, that's currently a purple. That is the fastest first sector of quali 3. Let's see how he does. He's taken Lecom very well as he heads down towards Bruxelles. Good line there, right on the curb, not getting too much speed. Sometimes the speed does over exaggerate it. Decent line there out of Bruxelles as we head up towards Poulon. Really had to lay off the throttle there. I think that's going to cost him as we look at final lap times. I think that's going to cost him. Good line there through the campus coming out. I think you see carrying quite a bit more speed than some of the drivers, really hogging the curb, coming out about 135 miles an hour. Good line there coming through Stavlo. 115.109, not a purple sector. Let's see what can Andre do coming through Blanchimont and up to the chicane of the end of sector 3. Flat out 199, 200 miles an hour through the corner. Brakes a bit early on the inside, taking a good line there. How are we going to see? What is Andre going to be able to post for us here? It's going to be a 143.689. Currently good enough for third position there. Great lap there by Andre. We're going to sit on board now with Lucifer Shahid. Let's see what he can do. As Obliviate smashes his flying lap. 143.159. We're getting so close to the 142s, and I think that's going to be good enough for pole in my educated opinion. Saw Lucifer Shahid get a little bit out of shape through campus, but he still goes with a purple sector through sector 2, a 115 flat. That did remind me very similar of what Andre put through in a 143.6. So let's see what can Lucifer produce. A 199 out of Blanchimont and up to the chicane. Good line there. Just hits the inside of the curbs. Great exit. Coming up to Lyre, 143.4, currently good enough for third position there. As we see, Martin 69 has gone provisional second on a 143.191, just 32 thousandths of a second separating the two drivers. Wow. So we've got 3 minutes left of this qualifying session. We have got, I think Obliviate is done. I don't see him having time to get back to the pits, pitting, changing tyres and getting out. Martin 69 is, I think he's going to be happy with that lap. I'm looking for a fast lap. We've got Andre 4.5 temps up through sector 2. Let's see. This could be provisional pole right here. Let's see as Andre gets on the grass a bit coming into chicane. A good line there out of it. And as he heads towards the line, this is going to be a 143.071. Fastest lap of the race there for Andre in quali 3. A 143 flat, currently good enough for provisional pole. I don't see Obliviate being able to react to that. He is going to be getting into the pits now. He's not going to have time to get back out. He isn't. So who's going to be able to challenge him here? We've got Lucifer Shahid. He's got a lot of traffic to contend with here. He's just got past the Alpha Tauri of Martin 69. He's getting a bit of a slipstream here from Bro Coco. Is he going to move out the way? No, Bro Coco is going to need to move out the way here as he does 202 miles an hour into the chicane as we hit the brakes just after 100 meters. What is Lucifer going to produce here? Is he going to improve on his time? A 142 point. Wow, everyone saving their best till last, and Lucifer Shahid going fastest in quali 3, sorry. Wow, just wow. We're going to sit on board with Bijabo. He's not improved through sector 1, but he is 3 tenths up on his fastest time through sector 2. Let's see what he can put through coming into the last sector. Has to recorrect his steering there as we go through the Blanchimont and up towards the chicane. Seems to be lagging a little bit, but as we come into chicane now, what's his line like? Good on the entry. Oh, gets a bit too much curb on the exit there as we see Martin 69 retiring from the session in a bit. And Bijabo, he does improve his time, but he does not improve his position. Is he going to go again? He's run wide into turn 1, so don't think he will. Let's get on board with Purgy, who has set his fastest sector in quali 3 and through sector 1. As he now comes through Bruxelles up towards Poulon. Lifts off a bit, 165. A little bit easy. Let's see, can he improve on his fastest sector 2? One's wide there through campus and gets a bit too much curve coming out the exit as Brococo has spun out. Brococo has spun out between campus and Sheridan. As we can see, Purgy is now 3 tenths up. He's going to be challenging Pajabo here for 6th position, possibly Brococo for 5th, but he'll need to have a phenomenal second sector. And it looks like Purgy has invalidated his lap, I'm guessing through the start of sector 3. So I want to sit on board with Chappie Cho. Gets a lot of curve there, giving him a little bit of elevation out of Bouchard's as we head towards Poulon. Good line there. Gets off the throttle a little bit. Me personally, I prefer to get off the throttle just before the chicane so I can really ride it through. Let's see what he's able to submit here for sector 2. Gets a good exit out of there, out of campus, and coming through to do currently 2.23 of a second up on his fastest, sitting in P10. So he will, if he improves to P9, I believe he'll get promoted to P8, and he's currently on course for that because Martin 69 does have a 5-place penalty. We are now flagged. This is going to be the last lap. We've got Bijaba going into pit, so Chappie is going to be our last lap. What can he do? He runs a little bit out of last turn and goes to 1:44.5. So we have got our starting grid. Lucifer Shahid with a 1:42.866 will be starting in pole. Andre in the half second, great lap there, 1:43.07. Obliviate third. Martin 69er qualified in 4th, but will drop to 9th because of his 5-place penalty due to his collision with Bijabo in quali 2. We've then gonna have, so Brococo will be starting in 4th on his maiden Grand Prix here in Division 2 Delta Pace Racing. Wow, that was, I don't know about you guys at home, but that was one of the best quali 3s I've commentated on. So let's recap. Brococo will be starting in 4th position because of Martin 69's penalty. Bijabo will be P5 in the Mercedes. Skyroad will move up to P6. Purgy in P8 will move up to P7 in the Ferrari. Chappie Cho will move up to 8th in the Mercedes. Martin will drop to 9th, and Joshua Axelson, our other debutant in the McLaren, will start P10. So we're going to be getting going with the race very shortly. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing how our championship leader Matt Chandler is able to progress. Will Andre in the solo Haas be able to compete and possibly reduce the gap of in the constructors title going into the last round? I mean, technically, it's funny, we've still got 80, if I remember correctly, we've got 88 points available left in the constructors title, so anyone down to Ferrari could actually win it. It's unlikely Ferrari on 29 points, but anyone in the top 6 teams could still win this title. So we've got a full grid. Have we got 3, 6, 9, 12? We have got a full grid here. 20 drivers. TSM Burrito joining the session late, so he will start at the back. But we have got our grid. We have got a full grid, and it's going to be some amazing action. Stay tuned, guys. We will be getting going very shortly with round 7 of 8 here in Division 2 Delta Pace Racing League. Brought to you by myself, Pete W. Massive thanks once again to Purgy and Andre for entrusting me with your commentary, and I'm really looking forward not just to seeing how the drivers perform. I'm hoping there aren't going to be too many crashes through Eau Rouge. We have got a formation lap, so we'll get going on that. But I'm hoping to see some really great action, and I'm looking forward to seeing how our championship leader Matt Chandler progresses through. Let's have a look at the tyre situation. Wow, I'm actually really surprised by this. Obviously, we've got the 4 drivers in the top 10 who must start on the mediums, and we can see here pit stop strategy. So they are speculating it's going to be a one-stop anyway, soft or medium, but those softs will dead quickly. Imagining around about lap 8 or 9 that the drivers will be pitting. we've got a lot of drivers on the soft here, and the delta is quite a big difference. So are we going to see the likes of Matt Chandler, of Graham's on PS, of Ice One progressing through the field? Those are going to be my top guys out of the top 10. Let's see how they do. But the latter drivers of Chappie Cho, Pergy, Joshua and Andre, how are they going to be able to make the tyres work? I think for me the key here is Andre must keep within that DRS range of Lucifer. If he's able to do that, he's got a fantastic chance of winning this race and taking 25 points for the Haas team. For me, an interesting choice here is Ice One has chosen to start on the hard tyres. Obviously they offer the best option for tyre deg, but starting at the back, a lot of collisions possible, especially coming through the first lap, and if he sustains damage, he's going to have to pit onto mediums, which will trigger a two-stop strategy. I'm never a fan of starting on the hards because of that initial lap, initial contact in case. So we can see right now I'm seeing the top 8 really pulling away from Martin 69er in 9th, Martin making a decent gap there between himself and Chappie Cho in 8th, which is going to allow him to get on the grid with not so much time out of the top. So no, his tyres aren't so cool coming off the line, so I'm going to be interested to see how he does off the start line. But our lead drivers are now reaching the grid. Let's get towards the start, and we will soon be going with round 2. I can see a lot of the drivers in the bottom 4, Andy and UFC Flynn, Ice One and TSM Burrito really holding off. These drivers are going to be waiting on the grid for a while, with the last 2 drivers just now coming through Blanchimont. Let's see. So we will very shortly be going with the race. Gonna try and get a decent view. I always like to sit, if I'm sitting on board, I like to sit on board with second to see how they launch out. Andre on the medium tyre will have more grip, so let's see how that affects him going into turn 1. Lucifer on the inside off the racing line. A lot of drivers are arguing that perhaps Pole should sit on the racing line, but let's see how it works for Lucifer here. He's off the racing line. He can take that very aggressive line, as we have got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here, and we are go here at the Delta Pace Racing round 7 of 8 here at Spa-Francorchamps. We can see Andre has got a good line there, as we see some contact between Martin 69er and the Red Bull of Skyrave. A good line there for Andre as he takes pole from Lucifer Shahid. Andre currently up to first here, so we are getting a bit of a Codemasters glitch. Let's focus on the action as I see a Mercedes and Bijabo spin out around Eau Rouge. Is this a retirement? I don't know. I don't think so. Bijabo, let's have a look. Bijabo, no, he's able to resume as we see so much action coming through. We do have a VSC, no, that has nullified the action and is going to give Bijabo that chance to hopefully catch up. He will still be under the Delta. He will need to, and we see some penalties already coming around. Bone Rage and Where's Fakesh, debutant in the league. Looks like Where's Fakesh has collided into the back of Bone Range and giving them both a 5-second penalty. I'm sure that'll be a steward's decision to remove her. So Bijabo has caught up. Let's see if he's got any damage as we are back racing. Yep, it looks like Bijabo is going to have to pit. A terrible start there for the Mercedes driver. So let's have a look at who has gained some decent position. Grahamson already up 7 places. Absolutely incredible there for the Racing Point driver. Racing Point currently sitting 4th in the Constructors' title, just 7 points behind Mercedes. The Mercedes currently sitting 6th and 20th, and we've got 2 Racing Points in the points. Got Lucifer Shahid right on the back of Andre here, so let's have a look. Just 0.3 of a second separating him. Andre is going to want to do his hardest to make sure Lucifer is not able to get past as Lucifer runs wide. He's got Brococo right on his rear wing, as I saw there, and all of them getting through the corner safely. Oblivier is going to move up past Martin 69er into 4th position. We're getting currently I always find we get a Codemasters glitch on lap 2 saying 1 is lap 3 and 2 of the positions as Oblivion coming through Rouge as the McLaren of Bro Coco has lost it through Rouge, something I'm expecting to see a few times this race, but Bro Coco really dropping down the field, already down in 8th as he looks to make it back on the track, will want to do so safely. He cannot cut up other drivers, and we have a safety car. We've got 3 drivers in the pit in phone range, Noxa and Bijabo. But we've got a safety car here at Spa-Francorchamps, and already I'm looking forward to seeing the Codemasters glitch on the laps and the positions funnel through, but the McLaren of Bro Coco really struggling there with that front wing. Let me rephrase, he does not have a front wing, so he's really going to struggle, still using his ERS weirdly enough, but Bro Coco really is going to struggle to get back to the pits without any downforce there on the front wing. Corners like Poulon and Blanchimont, obviously he's not going to have to take them at full speed, but he's really going to struggle here. So let's get back to the front and we're going to have a look. Wow, I'm already seeing the 2 harsh drivers in the points. So TSM Burrito, I believe to be a debutant in the league, up from 20th, Diplom last to 10th in the points for the Haas team, who are going to want to make a stamp on the Williams team. Their drivers currently running 7th and 12th. Matt Chandler up 6 places from his start position, so there a brilliant effort there from Matt. Now, if I'm going to do the math, if Andre wins, Andre will be up to 88 points. Matt will need a 26 point advantage, which would be 114. So Matt would need to win this race. If Andre wins, the championship will go to the last round, but we still have 19 laps here left as the safety car picks up the lead drivers. So we're gonna have a couple of minutes of this, guys. I'm gonna take a quick toilet break, and when we get back we'll see how the grid is looking, if everyone's able to catch up. Thanks guys, I'll be right back. Hi guys, I am back. So hope you're enjoying the stream thus far. I can see we've got quite a few people online. I'm really happy to see 10 of you are joining in on the stream, so I hope you're enjoying it. I am Pete W, otherwise known as Pistol Racing, here commentating for round 7 of 8 at the Delta Pace Racing League for Division 2. So can see I'm looking at the pit stop situation. This is interesting. We've got some drivers who have chosen to pit. Andre, I think, has made a very sensible decision in not pitting. He is running the medium tyre, so a good choice there by him. You can see a lot of drivers in the top 10 have, if they started on the softs, have changed onto either the medium or the hard compounds. Martin and Lucifer both going for the harder compounds. Gresco, interestingly, has pitted onto a soft tyre, so he will be supplementing a 2-stop strategy. Obviously the soft tyres were never going to last 18 laps, so let's see how this race progresses. I'm intrigued to see how, as Lucifer pits again. I'm surprised by this because I believed Lucifer had already pitted. So he's, yes, I believe he picked up some damage there, leading him to have to pit because he's now done 2 stops in 4 laps onto the medium tyres. So let's have a look at the incident report. Let's see if there's been any collisions there. So we're on lap 4. That would have been lap 3. So I'm not seeing anything here about a collision. So I'm not sure why Lucifer has pitted, but why he pitted a second time under the safety car, but he did, is now our pole sitter is at the back of the grid. So it's going to be interesting to see how him and Wes Fakesh are able to progress. So they're both running harder tyres, at least for on the mediums, having already used his hards for 1 or 2 laps before I'm repitting. So let's see how he does. Lucifer showing great pace in qualifying, but the race really not going to plan for him. So we've currently got in the top 3, funny enough, 2 of the drivers I predicted to do well, Chappie, Cho and Andre. Obliviate as well, like I said, Obliviate's got notorious for points finishes. Like I think he's done 3 races in the league and he's got a 2nd and a 3rd place. Let's see if he can mount his maiden attempt for a win here. He is on 3 lap old softs. He will be pitting shortly. I imagine these tyres might go to lap 8, but he's going to have a lot of work to make up that time. We can see the safety car is in this lap, so what I like to do when we're doing that is see how second reacts to the first drop in the gear, dropping the bomb and going full throttle. So let's see, hopefully we get a nice clean, no more penalties coming into Blanchimont and chicane, but Andre really lifting off the throttle, and the drivers are going to be really observant as to how they are around the drivers around them. You will get a penalty for hitting a driver behind or in front of you, but subject to admins, those can be removed. So let's see, as we are about to go racing again, a big gap already developing there between Obliviate and Andre. Andre getting on the throttle, already got a 2nd gap on Obliviate. Chappie Cho also struggling. No one seems to be very receptive. We've got a 5-second gap down to 6th already. This is crazy. This is insane. TSM Burrito is 7 seconds already behind Andre. He's only 14 seconds into this lap. This is crazy. I've never seen a restart like this before. So Andre coming through Eau Rouge, 180. You got Obliviate right on his tail, an exit speed of over 10 miles an hour difference. I imagine Obliviate, as we see him go towards the inside of Andre pressing towards the inside a bit. As we see, there is contact between Andre and Obliviate. Obliviate loses part of his front wing. He's going to have to pit. That was a good move there, but he got a bit squashed there by Andre. And already, wow, so I can see Matt Chandler is up to 3rd already on the soft tyres. Matt, I found, is an expert here, is an expert at tyre management. So let's see how Matt is able to progress. That was so unfortunate for Obliviate, down from 2nd to 17th, and he's going to have to pit onto some fresh tyres. I'm imagining he's going to go for the hards for the rest of the race. Chappie Cho already 3/10 of a second within Andre, both of them on the medium tyres. Let's see. The question I've got to wonder is, does Andre have damage? I can't see any on the half, but Chappie Cho really closing in here on Andre. Is he going to be able to make a move into chicane at turns 19 and 20? I don't think there's going to be close enough, but good line there, exiting out of chicane as Andre runs a bit wide. As we see Matt Chandler challenging Chappie Cho for 2nd place. Matt is going to want to try and make this move stick as he sets the fastest lap of the race, slowing down into La Source, wanting to avoid an incident there. Very sensible driving by our championship leader and by the driver who holds the fastest lap of the race so far. What can Matt do coming through Eau Rouge? A good line there, gets a little bit slidey, but a good line nonetheless. Chappie Cho coming with some amazing speed. As we see, Purgy has retired from the race. What has happened? I imagine he's lost it through Eau Rouge and into the barrier. 3 drivers already been claimed victim here, and we have got a safety car, a second safety car here in the race. Just 6 laps in. Andy Turner seems in 4th position, has left the session. I'm guessing this is connection issues, but Andy Turner in the AlphaTauri, a fantastic debut there by the AlphaTauri driver. Let's see if he's able to regain under safety car. Andre has left the session now. So I'm imagining Andre has left. Why? Wait, so Andre currently in 1st has left the session. Purgy has retired. Obviously falling down the grid. We have got a safety car, which will pick the drivers up at the end of at the start of the next lap. So wow, this race is really turning on its stride. I'm imagining every driver in the top 10 will be pitting now, besides maybe Ice One. I don't know, will the medium tyres last 16 laps for Ice One? Ice One on the hard tyres. Having started on them, this is why I don't like to take the hard tyres, because now he's got a conundrum. Does he pit onto him? If he doesn't, he's going to be at risk with massive problems coming into the last few laps, because he will need to pit, and the pit stop around here out of safety car is about 25 seconds. It's one of the longer pit straights. Let's see who continues. I'm very surprised that the leaders haven't pitted, because you could very easily make this hard loss to the end of the race now, and you're going to save so much time pitting under the safety car. This, I think, has the potential to really throw it up, and right now Lucifer Shahid on the fresher mediums, 2 laps in, we're going to be running at least another 2 laps, so laps 7 and 8 I imagine, and then 14 laps hopefully of hard racing. But we have, wow, we seem to be having a few drivers with connections issues today. I've seen now Andre and Matt Chandler both leaving the session. I'm surprised by this. Let's see, his car's not ghosting though, so maybe this is just a Codemasters glitch. Matt, if you're watching the Discord, just if you are left the session, please let me know. But I think this might be a Codemasters glitch, because I'm seeing a couple of drivers who have left the session but aren't ghosting and would normally be ghosting. Let's say Andre and Matt Chandler. So let's have a look. Where am I fancying here? I mean, Lucifer already was in 20th at the end of the last safety car, and is already up to 5th. This is fantastic driving by Lucifer. In 2nd, down to 15th. And am I seeing this correctly? So we've got a yep, so Andre has rejoined and regained control of his car. TSM, we are having some severe Codemasters glitches here, so I don't know what's going on. And we are having some major Codemasters glitches. I'm not surprised, because of I'm hoping my connection hasn't dropped here. I'm gonna wait 15 seconds, because I'm seeing the top 3 drivers are currently disconnected. I'm thinking this might be a glitch on my side, but my stream has not dropped. I obviously always keep my stream open, so I think we're seeing definitely seeing some Codemasters glitches, and I'm looking forward to seeing when the race resumes who's on board and who isn't. I imagine we're going to have one more lap of the safety car. We've got the Alpha Romeo of Noxa and the Alpha Tauri of Martin 69. Please excuse my burp there. Coming around to catch up towards the safety car. And guys, I'm just going to reconnect my headset, because I'm getting some rumblings as we see Chappie Cho head into the pits. So yeah, Chappie Cho coming in, he will be pitting onto the hard tyres. Have we got many drivers in the pits? Let's have a look. We've still got one more lap of the safety car. I'm not seeing many drivers in the pits. Seeing that Chappie is getting a new front wing as well. Must have had a collision at some point. Matt Chandler has rejoined the session, currently our championship leader in 6th. Andy Turner has also rejoined, so I'm guessing we just had a slight problem. A few of the drivers, I'm not quite sure why, maybe migrating of hosts, I'm not sure. But I'm intrigued here. A Haas 1-2. I mean, Haas are my favourite team on this track, on this game. I am fan to Roman and Kevin, and we've currently got a Haas 1-2. This is fantastic as a Haas fan to watch. And TSM Burrito up 18 places. He started on the mediums, as did Andre. They're both going to have to pit onto the hards, but have they got a chance here to do really well for themselves? I mean, let's have a look at the pit stop situation. How many stops have people had? So the top 4 have yet to pit. Everyone else has pitted, but I guess the key question is, will their tyres last? Let's see. Again, we're having some connection issues for some of the drivers, unfortunately, but let's see. So imagine the safety car will be in this lap. Andre is currently AI in apparently, so I'm going to focus my attention. I want to focus my attention on Lucifer. In the Renault, 2 stops, 5th position. We got at least 2, if not 3 cars ahead of him ghosting. Apparently AI'd. Matt behind him as well, and Bone Range of in 7th as his teammate, so he'll be able to hold off the likes of Wes, Vikesh and Grahamson. But I imagine Bone Range does want to get some points on the board, having just scored 2 points in the championship and currently sitting last with Kieran Barr. So it looks like we are going to have one more lap. Nope, the safety car is going to be in this lap, so Andre is AI. Apparently Andre is AI, and nope, he is back with us, so Andre will be taking control again as the de facto safety car here at Spa-Francorchamps as we going to head into lap 9 of 22 here at the circuit. Let's see, what does Andre do? How does him and his teammate react to the restart? We head up towards the chicane. Andre leaves it very late, but gets on the ball and pulls away from his teammate. Let's see what the gap is. So already in 0.8 of a second, 1.8 seconds ahead of his teammate. Ice One up to second, looks to go around the inside, but TSM does a fantastic job there to try to avoid the spin, to avoid the fast Red Bull. As the Red Bull cuts through the inside, we're going to go into Eau Rouge here. I believe TSM is running on AI, so we're going to focus on Andy Turner, who is catching the both of them up, using his ERS, trying to get up into that 3rd spot. See, his car is not ghosting, so I'm not sure, but Ice One is pulling away, and Andy is going to want to make a move here. We've got Lucifer Shahid going up the inside of Andy Turner for 4th position. Is he going to be... Oh, I thought there was going to be contact there. As we see 6 cars coming through Bouchard at the same time within a few tenths of each other. Lucifer up to 3rd. TSM is going to be ghosting. He is clearly losing a lot of places here and is ghosting. So Graham up into P4. Lucifer, he has got... Let's see, I'm waiting to get some intervals. A lot of drivers seem to have connectivity issues today, so I'm not getting any data on the gaps, but from what I could see, Andre is well out front. I'm imagining about 3 seconds, and a similar gap as we see another safety car. We've got where's Vikesh spinning around. Where are we? Heading up towards campus. We've got another safety car. Perfect time for the top drivers to pit. Andre and Ice One both heading into the pits. Our 3rd safety car in 9 laps. I don't quite know what to say. I really don't. Yeah. This to me is unprecedented. I've never seen these sorts of this amount of safety cars in 10 laps. So you can see Skyraid has retired from the session. It looks like that has been done in the pits. As we have our third safety car, the safety car has been, this is now at their 7th lap out of 10, whereby the safety car has been on track. So not seeing much racing, just a lot of, I hate to say it, sitting behind the safety car, driving in formation. So I did expect after quali 1 that there would be problems in such of in such of collisions, but I mean 3 safety cars in 10 laps, this for me is unprecedented. Hopefully we don't get any more of this, but we will be running safety car, I imagine, until at least lap 12. Just 1 lap without the safety car out, and then another safety car with, I believe, that being hit by Resokesh. Now obviously we have a situation like in this game where safety car comes out for even just debris on the track, which is understandable. Obviously none of the guys want to pick up a puncture, but we've not had a single safety car whereby the driver has retired. Like, we've had 2 retirements so far. We've had 3 safety cars. Pergy lost it through a rouge, which triggered a virtual safety car, and Skyworld retired in the pits after once this safety car was deployed. So I'm gonna presume a Codemaster. This is a Codemaster thing. Obviously, it would not be real life, but we've done so far. This is going to be a 7th lap out of 10 under a safety car. So let's hope afterwards we can get re-going with some clean racing, some good action, and see where this race ends up. So yeah, unfortunately, there's not really much more to say from a commentator's perspective. You love to commentate on action, you love to see the guys at the front battling as hard as they can, but that's not been a possibility yet because of accidents lower down the field. So guys, I'm going to take a 2-minute break and we'll get back once we start lap 12. Thanks guys. And it looks like Grahamson has dropped the ball very early here. Joshua Axelson, debutant in the McLaren, really holding it towards him. We've already got a 2-second gap to Matt Chandler as the safety car re-enters, and we get going again. Lap 12 we will get going on here at Spa-Francorchamps. Coming, oh, I thought Joshua was going to lose it there through Eau Rouge. Brilliant hold there. Let's see, where is Matt Chandler? Matt Chandler already out of DRS range. Let's change that to interval, and we have got Obliviate alongside Bro Coco coming into Lecom. Obliviate holding the position from Bro Coco, excuse me, as Matt Chandler closes towards the DRS range of Joshua and Graham. Now Andre, interestingly enough, has pitted onto the soft tyres. Are they going to last into the end of the race? Let's see. So we have got as Bro Coco loses it through Poulon, he gets too much on the curb, and it looks like that's going to cost him some time. He's got Martin 69er alongside him, but Martin 69er runs wide through Campus and has to cede the overtake opportunity. So we are now got some great racing here. Let's see how they do coming through. So we've got Andre. I want to focus on Andre on the soft tyres. I'm intrigued to see if he can make these tyres last to the end, and currently sitting in 7th position on the fastest tyres. The delta on these tyres is incredible towards the end of the race, so let's see what he can do with them. Coming up to chicane right now, and we've got several penalties going out. Obliviate setting the fastest lap of the race with a 1:47.354, currently in 4th position. Let's see, as he seems to be having issues with his gears, he's really smashing the gearbox there. And Matt Chandler coming through, and Joshua Axelson really struggling with Eau Rouge, gets out of line, gets back on the track safely, but he's got Matt Chandler, our championship leader, on the same set of tyres with him. Matt on the inside into Lecom, and makes the move stick without needing to use any ERS, with 50% more than Joshua behind him. This is going to play huge, and let's now see if Matt can gain on Grahamson. Graham losing a little bit there through Bruchel's, getting a bit wide on the curbs. You will gain some, but you trigger it too much and you're going to lose some. Grahamson has spun it out of Poulon and our championship leader Matt Chandler. If he wins this race, he has got the championship. So I can see Grahamson has come back out in 4th position, Bro Coco in 5th. Even after losing it through Eau Rouge, he's managed to stay in the top 5. Got Martin 69er and Andre, who is will be within the DRS range of Martin 69er. Martin 69er who locks up through Stavelo, and we are now heading towards Blanchimont and the chicane. Let's see if Andre is able to make use of the faster, fresher tyres that he has on his Haas against the AlphaTauri of Martin 69er. Martin 69er having a glitch with the ERS, so not able to use it. This does happen quite regularly. As we see Grahamson pitting, I'm guessing this is damage based. This will not be a routine stop 5 laps on the hards. He is pitting because of a mistake. So let's see. Where are we? Let's focus. I want to focus on Andre. He's about to get DRS on Martin 69er. He's got fresher, faster tyres coming through Rouge, and normally is immense through this turn. 189 out of Eau Rouge. Gets on the DRS. Wing wide open. Is he going to be? He's not. I don't think he's going to close enough up to Lecom. As we see, not gaining actually much time. I'm guessing Martin used a lot of his ERS to defend there. And down toward Bruchel's again for lap 14 of 22 here. We've got a decent gap. Matt Chandler, our championship leader, in first. Joshua Axelson, our two McLaren drivers are doing fantastically on their debuts, running second and fourth. Let's see if they can hold him. I can see Bro Coco does have penalties as Foam Range picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. You can see most of the drivers now have got penalties, and TSM Burrito, unfortunately, I remember in the second safety car up into first place, but now down into 18th position, last position in the race here in Division 2 of the Delta Pace Racing League. So we've got we've got a bit of a train here behind Ice One. We've got Chappie Cho and Gresco both within DRS range. All of them are on medium tyres. And let's see, we've got Chappie Cho. Looks like he's going to try and go up on the inside of Gresco, but thinks better of it. Gresco runs wide, and we've got Bone Rage having retired from the session. Chappie Cho, Gresco, great not re-entering the track too dangerously. Chappie Cho, however, say my apologies, my mic cut out there. My apologies there, my mic did cut out there. So Chappie Cho just making the move on Gresco before our fourth safety car. And a big blow there for Graham's son, having just pitted onto fresh mediums, has now got a drive-through penalty for speeding under a safety car. So let's have a look at this penalty situation. We've got Matt Chandler. Matt is going to be furious at this situation. I believe the safety car has been triggered by Bone Ranger's retirement, but Matt with an 8.5 second lead with 8 seconds of penalties over Joshua Axelson, the debutant in the McLaren, is now going to lose all of that and will ultimately have, I'm going to say, 6 laps to pull out that sort of lead again without gaining any more penalties. We've got Bro Coco and Martin 69 a 4th and 5th with 3 seconds. Ice One with 5 seconds of penalties. Gresco in 10th with 6 seconds. Bijabo with 5 seconds of penalties. Graham said he's going to be furious at that drive-through penalty. I know me, when I've received drive-through penalties in the past, it is absolutely infuriating to receive one under safety car, and it does ruin your race. So I can imagine Grayson, who was in pole at the restart, was in first, sorry, at the restart of the last safety car, is going to be furious. He will be in last once he serves that. Whereas Fakesh, 13th position debutant, has got 8 seconds of penalties. NUFC Flynn in 15th in the Williams has got 6 seconds, and Lucifer Shahid has got 3 seconds in the Renault C. I don't know how to read this race, because where we've had, I hate to say where we've had such a little action. We're now on lap 16, and this is the 9th lap we have been under safety car reg. So it's kind of hard to commentate on how the race has gone for drivers, because so much of it has been spent under the safety car. But we do right now, as it sits, have a McLaren 1-2. This will change. It looks like Matt Chandler has pitted. He's served 5 seconds of his penalties, which I imagine was either track limits, like severe track limits, or it was speeding in the pit lane. But he is now rejoining the 5th position. He's got 3 seconds of penalties, which was a very sensible decision there, I think, by Matt. Fantastic strategy. He's going to be running there, and let's have a look at speed. So Matt Chandler is our fastest driver of the race. More importantly, he's the only driver in the top 5 to pair. As we see, Martin 69 has retired under safety car. Martin has retired. We're going to sit on board with Fakesh to see what happened to Martin, but Martin is out of this race. A retirement under safety car. It looks like he's lost it through Lecom and into the barrier. Unfortunate there for Martin 69er, but we are under safety car regulation. We've got 8 drivers all within a second of each 2 seconds of each other on the track. Sorry, a second of each other on the track. So I think this is going to set up for a very interesting finale here. Round 7 of 8 in the in the Delta Pace Racing Division 2 League. Once again, I am Pete W. This commentary session is lasting slightly longer than I expected, but let's see what these last few laps can hold. We will have one more lap under the safety car, I do believe. Yep, safety car will be going for one more lap, so we'll have, but hopefully have 5 laps of regulation racing, laps 18 through to 22. So I'm just going to go off for a moment, guys. I will be right back. Thank you. Hi guys, I am now back. So yep, I do believe the safety car will be coming in this lap. Let's see if that does turn out to be true. We will have hopefully have 5 laps of pure racing. Now I do remember from my knowledge of the game that the safety car will not come in with 3 laps to go, will not come out with 3 laps to go. So let's see how the lead drivers can do. We're currently in McLaren 1-2 with Andre in 3rd. Let's look at the tyre situation. So we've got Andre and Matt on soft tyres. I didn't believe Matt's tyres were that gone. I think this might be a Codemasters glitch, because if Obliviate is on 0 lap mediums, he would be much further down from 4th. So, oh, as we see Obliviate and Matt Chandler nearly collecting there, that was an interesting view. I'm going to sit on board now with the McLaren of Brococo. We do see that the safety car is coming in this lap. So, let's see how does our league debutant Joshua Axelson and Brococo in the McLarens deal with the restart. We've got Brococo already on the ERS, no requirement for that. You could very easily gain time on the car. We're still, Joshua not really backing off from the safety car, so it looks like this is going to be a fast go. The McLaren's wanting to optimise their tyres and get ahead as quickly as possible, but not leaving much delta between the safety car and themselves. And Josh really haven't hit on the brakes there. It's going to pass the safety car, and we go here again at lap 18 at Spa-Francorchamps. Let's see, let's sit on board. Let's not sit on board with anyone. Let's just see the action through La Source. See, everyone gets through cleanly. The Mercedes of Championship running a little bit wide there. So we've got Andre coming through. Eau Rouge runs a little bit wide there, but manages to keep a hold of it. 175 miles an hour out of it. As we see, looks like Obliviate really struggling with the gears there. 8th gear, 201 miles an hour. That should not be the case of him struggling so much. He might have a gearbox issue. So let's sit on board with, who do I want to sit on? I want to sit on board with Matt Chandler, actually. He's on the he's on the soft tyres. I'm going to change that to yeah, let's change that to that. It's easier. And we've got Matt Chandler on fresh sauce. He's going to want to progress here. He's got 3 seconds penalty, so as we see Obliviate run wide, is Matt going to be able to make making his up. Yeah, Obliviate runs wide again through Campus, and Matt takes fourth. Now, if Matt is able to hold this position and Andre does not improve, Matt will be our champion here in Division 2 of Delta Pace Racing with 1 race to go. So, let's see. What can Matt do now? He's got to gain 2.5 seconds on Obliviate to hold this position. And we have got 3 laps to go. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. I see there's a half of TSM Burrito has spun out and will be dropping to 3rd. I don't know. This does look like a retirement from TSM. Nope. He was waiting for the car to pass, so that was very sophisticated driving there by him. Let's get back on board with Matt Chandler. We've got a bit of a queue stacking up behind Bro Coco, sitting in 2nd in the McLaren. We've got a train of 7 cars in DRS range. So the next lap we'll see if they're able to utilise it. Let's have a look at the ERS situation. We've got pretty much every driver using it along the long straight, but let's watch this battle between the Alfa Romeos, actually, between Where's Fakesh and Noxa. Where's Fakesh, a debutant in the league, backing off there very sensibly indeed. He was not alongside Noxa, so a good move there by Where's Fakesh for his teammate. We've got the Mercedes in 6 and 7. This is going to help their constructors because they are currently sitting in 3rd position, so having both cars. As we see a retirement in TSM Burrito, so 20 cars having started this race, 15 might finish. We've still got 3 laps to go and a yellow flag in Sector 1. Let's get back on board with Matt Chandler. Let's see if he's able to progress a little bit here on Andre and Bro Coco, who's currently 2.2 seconds behind his teammate Joshua Axel. Now, will Josh be able to get a maiden Grand Prix victory here in Division 2 of Delta Pace Racing? It's looking that way right now. Bro Coco doing a great job holding everyone up. Let's see if any more penalties being issued to the fastest drivers since the restart. No, Matt and Bro Coco both on 3 seconds. However, Joshua Axelson, let's get on board with Andre, who's on the outside of Bro Coco but unable to make the move stick. Bro Coco on the hard tires. I'm just going to re-switch my mic 1 sec, guys. Into turn 1, Andre braking very late there. Where's Matt on this? So Matt is just behind Andre. We have literally got a queue of about, besides Noxa, who might have the RS range. I'm not sure, he might just get it. We've got a queue of literally 10 drivers with the RS range. Let's go on board with Andre. Noxa has retired. He's coming out of road as Bro Coco really squeezes Andre there onto the grass to hold his position. I'm not sure about that. He knew Andre was coming alongside him and then made that move. Does Andre have damage? Let's have a look at his front wing. It does not look like, no, Andre does not have damage, but he does lose the place to Matt Chandler. So Matt Chandler now up to 3rd, and Matt Chandler, if he can hold his position for the last 2.5 laps, as Andre picks up a 3-second penalty there, that is going to make a huge difference. So we have got Joshua Axelson on his debut here in the Delta Pace Division 2 Racing League, on the course for a maiden victory. He's currently 5 seconds ahead of his nearest opponent, with all of the drivers ahead of him on a 3-second penalty. The next driver being Chappie Cho. Chappie Cho and Obliviate could potentially take 2nd and 3rd here. They've got 2 laps that they need to hold it together, but the gap to Chappie between Broco and Obliviate is, let's get this up as a leader point, is 2.6 seconds. Will Obliviate be able to hold this? I'm going to stay on board with Chappie Cho. Chappie Cho looking in a fantastic position to get 2nd here. Just 1.8 seconds behind as he loses it out of turn 20 through the chicane. Gresco now setting the fastest lap of the race, currently sitting in 12th. He needs to gain 1.6 seconds on the drivers ahead of him to get 10th position and make that fastest lap count. But let's see if he's able to do it. I'm just getting another picture up of the straight. So we've now got, I'm going to focus on Andre. We've got 3 going aside into Lacan as we see Andre running wide. Matt Chandler spins, and even then resets the track. Matt Chandler has spun through Lacan and then reset the track, having dropped to 9th position. Nis throws the championship wide open now. Wow. So, going into the penultimate lap, wow, I'm losing my breath here. Obliviate, just 8/10 of a second behind Andre. We've got Chappie Cho, just another 2/7 of a second behind him. Bijabo does have penalties, but currently sitting in 6th position and will potentially hold on to 6th. Where's Fakesh in 7th? Ice 1 8th. Matt Chandler down to 9th with his teammate NUFC Flynn. However, Matt Chandler, I'm sure, is going to be subjected to a potential review of his reset track. Let's see how this goes. Lucifer Shahid, our pole sitter, has retired from the race, so we're down to just 14 runners here onto the last lap, as we soon will be here at the Division 2 Delta Pace Racing League in Spa-Francorchamps. This has been an immense restart to the race. I cannot wait to see how this race closes out. Can Andre get on the back of Brococo and take second? 18 points. Matt Chandler down in 9th, and 18 points here would put even the 15 points that Andre may be able to get. Let's see how this lap goes. I don't want to speculate about points right now. As we see Grahamson in 12 pick up another 3-second penalty. Excuse my burp. As we see Andre heading through Eau Rouge for the last time, taking it easy there slightly. Obliviate really catching him. What? Wow, we're seeing a 5-mile-an-hour difference here coming through. Matt Chandler picks up a 3-second penalty in 9th position. Our championship leader really struggling here. Andre really getting on the curb there, but holding it. Let's see, will Obliviate has the potential here to get second behind the debutant Joshua Axelsen. Andre locking up into turns 11 12. Andy Turner has been disqualified for not using the right tyre selections. So we are down to 12 drivers here. Obliviate just needs to hold here. What is the gap here between Obliviate? We have got a 2.3 second gap for Obliviate on Brococo. Is he going to be able to take second position? Chappie Cho right now needs to gain time, or he will finish in 4th. Literally, we're talking 3/10 of a second here. Can Chappie Cho do it? I'm going to focus on Chappie Cho now. He's battling for a podium position. He may not know it, but he is battling for a podium position. He has got the slipstream of Obliviate. 3.5 seconds. Let's get on to Joshua, who is coming around to the chicane, the last corner. And Joshua Axum is going to cross the line here to take his maiden victory and maiden race here in Division 2. How is this going to hold out? Obliviate takes second. Chappie Cho does come across the line to take 4th. Brococo, we have got a McLaren double podium here. Obliviate splitting the two of them. Obliviate up from 7th to 2nd because of time penalties. Wow, what an end to this Grand Prix. 4 safety cars. 12 out of 20 drivers finishing. Ice 1 picking up driver of the day in the Red Bull. Wow, what an ending to the penultimate round here at the Delta Pace Racing Division 2 League. Whew. Let me catch my breath. So, Andre in 6th picks up 8 points. That's going to put him on 71, leaving him 20 points behind Matt Chandler, who does not get a points finish. So 20 points separating. So Matt Chandler in a great position here to win the league. But wow, let's round off the top 10, and Joshua Axelsen, the debutant in the McLaren, taking 1st. Obliviate, another fantastic result, taking 2nd in the Racing Point and really helping their drive towards 3rd place against the Haas team. Brococo, a debutant from Cameroon, in the McLaren, taking third. Chapito and Bijabo in the Mercedes. Great performance by the two drivers to take fourth and fifth. Andre down to sixth due to his penalties. Ice One is seventh. Where's Vakesh, another debutant, in eighth. NUFC Flynn picking up his first points of the season in ninth. And Gresco getting the double points for coming in 10th and the fastest lap. So guys, I am Pete W. This has been round 7 of 8 here in the Delta Pace Racing Division 2 League. I hope you've enjoyed the race as much as we spent of it under the safety car, but wow, I think those last few laps were absolutely immense. I'm gonna have to catch my breath now, and guys, I hope you all have a fantastic evening. This is Pete W signing out for the penultimate time. Have a great evening and take care. Bye.